welcome to Simply Made Homestead. Well, if you saw our introduction to our new little baby goats on the farm, you know that we have been in Montana we were there for 10 days visiting family, and for all that time I didn't have anyone to watch the garden. So we set up sprinklers on the timer, which we set them up the day before we left. Yeah, I know a week earlier would have been a lot better to test them out, but that's not how we roll around here. We kind of go by the seat of our pants and hope for the best, and most of the time it turns out really well. So it seems to have turned out pretty good this time too. We did have a little bug damage, so since I've been home, I have sprayed. You may be able to see on the corn a little nibbles here and there, so we sprayed that. My potatoes don't look as well. You can see here that what the potatoes look like before we left, and you'll see in a minute what they look like now. So not as good, but they're still hanging in there. So it's time to do some weeding, it's time to do some fertilizing and some hilling on this corn. You'll see here on the corn, the rows, they're very short. They need more dirt up around them. So we're gonna sprinkle 10, 10, 10 along the side of them. We're gonna get them all healed up and some good support for them so they can grow big and strong and provide lots of corn for the grill and cream corn for the freezer. And so we're excited. All right, now before we get started, I do want to give you on a quick little tour of the garden so you can show you how everything is progressing. Here's our garden space as a whole, and then we do have some things over there as well. So anyway, you can see here the bug damage that took place, like on the corn with these little black grasshoppers. I sprayed them all with the spinosad, which worked out really well. It got rid of, I haven't seen any more, at least not in the garden since then. So hopefully we've gotten a handle on that. Here is our horseradish. Oh, all this corn is sweet corn. Here's our horseradish. First time growing this. Really excited about that because we love our horseradish. And then over here we have our cucumbers that are doing really well too. Right there. Now over here, I planted carrots down the middle. Sorry, my shadow, sun's just coming up. Down the middle of my garlic a few months ago. And I will have a video coming out really soon on how to germinate carrots, like by the end of this weekend. It's so easy. And do you see, I mean, I pulled a lot of carrots yesterday. I put up 9 quarts of carrots. I've got 4 fermenting, and then I have 5 jars that I just put up diced or sliced to put in soups and stews and things. So I mean, these are 2 different patches, 2 different packets of carrots, and you can see how many. I mean, it's just crazy, the amount. I can't wait to show you how easy it is to germinate and plant these carrots. And the kale, you can see that it is still going strong. So I'm gonna be picking and making some kale chips today. Have our zinnias coming up, some cucumbers here that aren't doing very well. Other little plants that we were getting ready to go, and I just did not have time to get things planted, wasn't sure where to plant them. There's some roselle hibiscus I just stuck in the dirt so it'd have a little more dirt, maybe get going a little bit better instead of sitting in a pot. And here are the potatoes. Now, as you can see, they were pretty and green when we left. They got a lot of ugly on there, but I'm not giving up yet. So we're gonna keep them going. We're gonna treat them and fertilize and water when they need them. They don't need a lot of water, but we're gonna try to keep them going. Now right here, these are our sweet potato starts. It's not what you call them. Sweet potato foot. Yeah. Oh wait. Anyway, slips, sweet potato slips. Last year when we grew sweet potatoes, our old little sweet potatoes that just really didn't look good, they just weren't enough there to eat, I kept them, put them in a cool room, and then I just came out here and dug a trench, buried them side by side, and this is what I've got. And all of these, each one of these is a slip. You see all that? That is a lot of sweet potatoes. And we are going to be planting those like the next day or two. So I'm going to show you how that works. And then here are all of our beans. They didn't have a trellis when we left, so you just run out of time. And anyway, we've got a trellis up since we've been home, and they are doing really well. There are 3 different kinds of beans there. Here are we have pepper plants all down this row. And then here we have our tomato and basil. And they held up really well. I have thinned the suckers, gotten the suckers out of there. Live in a humid climate, so they need all the airflow and everything they can get. So we've gotten that. Eggplant's doing really well. More pepper plants. Now I threw down some seeds along here, some nasturtium and some marigolds. Of course, they didn't come up because I wasn't here to water them every day. But we do have a few marigolds. You can see that little baby. We have several of those have sprouted and will be coming up, so, or have come up. So I'm excited about that. Marigolds is just a really good companion plant in your garden, especially around tomatoes. They help keep certain bugs and things away. Right here we see my parsley over there. The asparagus, I think the front row gets a little more water than the back. I think it catches some from the sprinklers. It's doing really well. Now I want to take you over here to our peanut patch. If you haven't watched the video on how to plant peanuts for maximum production and you're interested in peanuts, please watch that because really good info on there. Now, over here, you'll see the peanut patch. Now, in the peanut video, I told you to plant it on each side of the soaker hose. And as you see, that turned out really well. And I didn't put 2 peanuts per hole. I wish I would have done that. So, my advice, 2 peanuts per hole. Increase your chance for germination. And that way you'll won't have those empty spots like I do there. But over here, I planted them in the trench that I made as I covered the hose. I planted them different. I won't do that again. I'm gonna plant them just like that on each side of the soaker hose. Let me come in closer. See that? On each side. Yep, just like that. That is how I will do it. Now you see that little baby? They're still kind of coming up. Like over here, I'm not sure. I'm kind of wondering if it's more just planting them too deep rather than in the trench. So, but I still think I'm just right up beside the soaker hose. So some of those are weeds. But I'm gonna transplant those today over into the spaces over here. And then we're going to fertilize and heal these up some more to give them some more dirt. Because potatoes, peanuts, corn, they need that dirt. They need to be healed. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run through here with my single wheel hoe. And I'll leave a link below to where I got this. I bought it from Haas Tools. So thankful I have it. So I'm gonna run through here and get rid of the weeds, and then we're gonna come back and lay a little fertilizer and heal up the corn. Everything's weeded. Now, all the weeds in between the corn, you have to get in there and you'll just have to pull them by hand if you do use the, have the wheel hoe. And so now, I'm gonna go along here and I'm going to just sprinkle a little 10-10-10 right along. I do like to be organic whenever I can, but I had this on hand, and as a homesteader, you use what you got before you buy more. So at least that's how we roll. So I'm just gonna go along and sprinkle a little bit along the edge. With any kind of hot fertilizer like this, you don't want to get it on the leaves. All right, here we go. Next step. It's been weeded. We sprinkled a little 10-10-10 along the side there. You can see I've healed up this one row on the far side there. And I just took my hoe and pulled a little dirt up on the side. We're gonna move on and do this side so I can show you how. And don't be scared to really pull that dirt up in there. They need the dirt. It needs the dirt for support. And you just go to the other side and do the same thing. And you create that hill that supports your corn. See, like right here, I've got a little baby that's kind of falling over. It's because it needs more dirt. Just work your way down. And it is real important to be sure and weed in between your corn to get those weeds out of there so they're not robbing the corn of the nutrients and the minerals that it needs to grow. And there you go. So I've got 2 more rows to do, but I'm not gonna make you stick around to watch that. So, okay guys, the corn patch has been weeded, fertilized, and healed. I don't recommend waiting until it's this tall to have to heal it. I should have been out here sooner to give it that good support. The sprinkler system had really kind of washed the dirt down. Could see some of my young ones kind of leaning over a little bit, so that's a definite sign you need to get out there and you need to heal your corn. But we do what the best we can do. Don't worry about the what ifs. Just do what you can, do what you know, and we'll learn from our mistakes. Thank you so much for joining me today on a little garden tour and for just supporting the channel, and I hope that these things are helpful to you. And if they are helpful to you and you enjoy watching videos like this, please hit the subscribe button and share us with your friends and family. Until next time guys, thank you so much again. Please leave your comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Take care and God bless.